Hello, this is Moumita Rahman, the immigration attorney here to help you navigate this complex world of immigration. Today, I wanted to discuss a very important topic, one that is dear to my heart, and that is about asylum. What is asylum? How can you get asylum and who qualifies? There is a lot of misinformation and mystery around this topic, especially given the fact that asylum seekers have been painted in a very bad light by the current administration. But I want you to know that the roots of asylum law are founded in human rights. So, what is asylum? Asylum is something that is granted to you by a new government in a country that is not your own. This country would give you asylum because you are seeking protection from your home country for various reasons. It is something that must be given to you and that you must obtain by proving that you require it. Here in the US, there are two main ways to get asylum. The number one is by a process that we call affirmative asylum, which is something that must be granted by an immigration officer at USCIS. The second process is defensive asylum, which is something that must be granted by a judge during deportation proceedings. So, how do you qualify for asylum? The root of asylum is the fact that you fear going back to your home country because you fear being persecuted. And what does persecution mean? Persecution means that you are being targeted, being hunted, being hurt because of something about you or your beliefs that you cannot change or that you're unwilling to change. You qualify for asylum if you fear going back to your home country because either your government or somebody inside your country that your government cannot or will not control is wanting to hurt you because of your race, religion, ethnicity, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. These are the grounds upon which you can seek asylum here in the US. It is very important to note that if you are a dual national or you have citizenship in multiple countries, then you may not qualify for asylum here in the US because in the eyes of the government, you can easily go move to the other country. Also, it is important to note that you have to show that you cannot go anywhere else inside your country or that relocating to a different part of your country is just not possible or reasonable. It is also very important to note that your fear of getting hurt because one of these grounds can come from something that has already happened in the past or something that you fear happening in the future. Again, the harm that you will suffer must either come from your own government or it must occur because the government is not able or not willing to protect you from other persons or groups inside your country that want to harm you because of these same things. So last, how can you apply for asylum? It is very important to note that if you qualify for asylum or if you believe that you need asylum, you must adhere to the strict 1-year deadline. This 1-year rule means that from the date that you step foot into the US, you must file for asylum within 1 year. What happens though if you don't realize that you need to file for asylum or that you don't even realize that you can file for asylum until after 1 year has passed? Can you still apply? Well, if you are looking to file for affirmative asylum, you must show that you have an exception to the 1-year filing rule. These exceptions occur because something changed inside your country, which is now making you aware of the need for filing for asylum, or if something extraordinary happened to you here in the US that prevented you from filing for asylum before. But also, what happens if when you left your country, things were not that great, you knew that you might suffer for one reason or another, and you decided to leave, you've come here to the US, and all of a sudden things have gotten actually worse. There is more persecution, there's more harm, there's more torture. If the conditions inside your country worsen or change, this is also another reason that you can use to show that you qualify for an exception from the 1-year filing deadline. So the way that you file for asylum is, number one, you have to be within the 1-year deadline, or if you happen to be outside of the 1-year filing deadline, you must show an exception to this bar. Number 2, you need to file an application. This application is on Form I-589, Application for Asylum and Withholding of Removal. This is the form that you must officially file with either court or with the asylum office, depending on which type of asylum process you are doing, that will kickstart your asylum process. And you must, of course, attach to this application your statement, any evidence of why you fear suffering if you return to your home country, or proof of what you have already suffered in your home country, along with reports of anything else that you think will help support your case. Once your application is filed, you will receive appointments for fingerprinting, and then eventually you will receive an appointment for an interview if you are filing an affirmative asylum. If you're already in court, then you will receive a hearing date. And I have some great videos on what to expect during removal defense. Check it out right here. At your interview, you will have the opportunity to explain your case to the asylum officer, and they will ask you many other questions as well in order to make sure that you do qualify. And the same thing will pretty much occur in front of a judge during a removal case, except this time, the government's attorney from DHS will also get the opportunity to cross-examine you and present any evidence that they may also have. So when should you file for asylum? File for asylum as soon as you feel that you need to file. And always get the help of an attorney. If you have an attorney by your side, your chances of approval go up that much more. This is a very complicated and difficult process to do on your own. If you need my help, give me a call, 212-248-7907. I believe in asylum because I believe it is rooted in human rights, and everyone has the right to live in a country safe from any oppression. However, you must still follow the legal process so that you can get approved. I'm Moumita Rahman. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this discussion helpful, please leave me a comment or a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and tune in, because I'm releasing new videos every single week, so make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're notified. Thanks for watching. See you next week. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For proper legal advice on your case, please call us to set up a consultation.